All right. Well, I'm out here, out in the backyard, and we had a pretty big storm came through the last couple of days. It's been raining a lot lately, and I know we need it. But well, I'm out here this morning, and I'm looking over. I'm getting ready to mow the backyard. You can see the grass is actually growing pretty good. But everything's still kind of wet, you know. I'm waiting for everything to dry off, and I'm going to turn that robot mower loose to do the backyard. It's been doing great. And if you remember, on a previous video, I was experimenting with the blades. So I added some blades to it and tried to get it to do some mulching. Well, I'll tell you what, let's go take a look at them. Yeah, so if you remember, this is the disc that the blades come on, and they just attach here on these 3 points, and it rotates. It sits this way and rotates around. And the other one, I added blades on top, but I also added blades at these extra 3 points. So now here on the bottom I have 6 blades, right? And on the top of that, I also put a little fixture, you know, trying to divert the air and trying to get some kind of mulching action out of it. I'm trying to get some kind of mulching out of it, but I just don't think there's enough. There might be some decent RPMs going on, but just doesn't have the torque that a regular lawnmower has, you know, with the bigger blades. And so it just doesn't really circulate the blades of grass, the cut blades, that well. And if it does, it might be too much, right? and it would slow the blades down, and you won't get a good cut. But so I tested out the other one, and it cut okay. I didn't see any huge difference. I think it would have done just as well just to have the 6 blades on the bottom, right? I didn't see any kind of mulching benefits or anything like that. But I'm still so curious, so I came up with another couple of designs here. And I started to think, well, what if it had a regular blade instead of this disc with those little bitty tiny blades on it, right? So I came up with a couple of designs. This one, so you can see it's based off of that one little section, but instead of a whole disc, it has 3 separate blades at the same point to keep it balanced, right? Now the blades I used, let me see if I can get these off. Yeah, so they're just those regular razor blades that you get in packs for next to nothing, right? I just use them to scrape off my windshield, you know, the stickers and all that good stuff. But so with this, there's a slot. You can slide it in. I'm trying not to cut myself, but you slide. It's enough to slide 2 of them on, and then you can see the little hole here. Right now I'm probably just going to put a screw through it just to keep the blades from coming out. And I'll test it that way, right? So we'll have longer blades, and there's a set of 3, and it's actually pretty light, right? It's lighter than this whole disc. What I'm worried about is the razor blade. These are awfully thin, much thinner than the blades that come with the stock blades for that. The blades here, obviously stainless steel, much thicker. These, I'm afraid if I go out there and it hits a little, anything besides a blade of grass, it's probably going to break, right? And I don't want all these little broken pieces out in my yard. So I'm going to give it a limited test. I just don't trust these blades. So this was the first one I did, but I started worrying about the blades, so I came up with another design to test with. So this one, it actually looks like a regular lawnmower blade, right? So it sits up here. I have this portion of it that sticks up to give it some kind of updraft. I'm going to go back and see if I can get any mulching again. But here, you can see how these are attached. These are the original blades that came up with the disc, right? Except with this one, I added, so now we can put two of them on here and get that extra width of a blade. So when it comes time, you can do the same thing. You can just unscrew these, flip them, and use the other side of the blade, right? Before just replacing them completely. But with these, I was looking at it, it's like, well, there's no reason why I couldn't sharpen these up either, right? Once I flip them and use them, if they get dull again, you could probably get a file and sharpen them back up, right? But that is what I'm looking at. Yeah, so you can see I had quite a few different models there, and I have high hopes for this one. It was fairly easy to design, and it printed off pretty well. You can see the results. That was 3D printed, and I printed it up on its side like that. So there's very minimal support needed just around these holes here, and that was about it. It came out pretty well. But I think as soon as everything dries out there, I'm going to install this one and see how it goes. With that other design, let's see. Yeah, I just assembled one of the arms, but so I printed the disc off separate and then 3 arms like that. But you can see how I can slide the blades on, and then this was just a quickie. I just put some holes there so I can put a screw in or something, just for retention, just so that the blades won't fly off from centrifugal force, you know. And everything is symmetrical, so it should be balanced, right? Yeah. So as soon as it dries up a little bit outside, it's still only about 10 a.m. and so who knows? By 1 or 2 o'clock, it should be good and dry, and we'll get out there and test this thing out. I hope it gives it a good cut. I just like the idea of having more cutting surface, you know, a longer blade, and that way this one gets it. But, all right, as soon as it dries off, we'll install it and see what happens. Well, I'd have to say I think it's cutting better. Looking at the front yard and here in the back, it was much heavier here in the back, but you can see it's really cutting it really well. The only thing I noticed is, and I don't know if you can hear it from here, but it's much noisier. It's cutting better. It has that single blade, but it has twice the cutting area on each blade, right? So it's double the cutting surface. But it is noisier, and maybe that's why they put the disc in there with such little bitty blades. Does it quiet it down? Apparently so, but I'm going to keep it this way. It's really not that loud, and I like the fact that it is cutting better. So, well, I guess that is it for this video. I'll keep cutting with this. I'll be mowing much more with it, and we'll see what happens. But I'm liking it, so I can print off, some more blades if I need to, and get some more replacement blades. But this one, it looks like I can sharpen them, so anyway, okay, I'm starting to ramble again, but I guess that is it for this video. So as always, thanks for watching. Be sure to subscribe and watch for my next video.